So hi, my name is James, and most people who know me really well call me Scotty. And I'm here talking about myself and my background and my identity because I think there are a lot of stereotypes about transgender people that I don't fit into and a lot of other people don't fit into. But because I have the ability and the privilege to talk, I'm going to, and hopefully try to change some people's minds. So I transitioned at work in my early 20s, and it was around 1993, 1994. It was a time period when transgender wasn't even a word, and very, very few people knew about trans anythings. It was not an easy thing to do. Being transgender took a lot of time and energy when I was younger. In fact, I didn't realize how much time and energy the daily conflict between who I was, who I am, and what the rest of the world was perceiving me as. When the medical transition gave me the passing privilege that I have, I realized that I had a lot more time on my hands. I had so much time, in fact, that I had time to give somewhere else. I felt bored. I had always wanted to be a scout. I found my first Boy Scout manual when I was 10 years old and brought it home and read it cover to cover. It was something that I always wanted to do and didn't have the ability or the privilege to do at the time. I've been a scout leader, scout volunteer now for almost 20 years. It's been one of the greatest joys of my life. After many years of working with the scout units, the Boy Scout troop and the Cub Scout pack out in the rural area outside of Tucson, I was surprised last year to be awarded with the Whitney Young Award, which is a National Boy Scouting Award given to an organization or an individual who has done outstanding contributions working with rural or poor inner city youth and doing great things for them within the scouting program. One of the first workshops about being transgender that I put together, I did with a friend because most people who are transgender, or most of the narratives about being transgender, get stuck on the transition. And that's all anybody talks about, is the transition. And I wanted to talk about so much more. There is so much more to me than those few years that, or my pre-years, that I went through all of this hassle to become who I am. Entitled the workshop Life After Transition, because there is so much more life after that. There's many, many years since I transitioned in my early 20s. I have the whole rest of my life in my career and the volunteer work that I do, the mentoring that I do, the photography that I do, everything that I do that has come after that I've done as an adult is just as, if not more important, than the couple of years that I spent getting myself right with the world. Two things I tell everybody when I have discussions about being transgender, and they always ask me, what do I do? What's the right thing to do? Is I say there are two main points that I want you to walk away with. Never assume. Never assume anything about anybody. You don't know where they're coming from or what their background is. And then secondly, don't be afraid to ask respectful questions. Most people, if you give them a chance, are willing to talk to you and are willing to be open and share themselves with you. And you may learn a lot from that.